Welcome back to the bottom half of the hour in The Real Story. So an official with the Republican National Committee chastising his own party, accusing leaders of undermining Donald Trump. In a letter to RNC members, Bruce Ash writes, quote, "I have enormous respect for Mitt Romney. However, in view of his support of the Never Trump movement, I questioned how it looked that two of the leaders in the 2012 Romney campaign, Enid Mickelson and Ron Kaufman, were running convention rules, and former RNC chair Haley Barbour is running permanent organization," end quote. And here he is. Bruce Ash oversees the RNC's Permanent Rules Committee, and he joins me now. So why write this letter, Mr. Ash?
Well, I think it's up to any member of the RNC to stand up for our constituents and for the delegates. We've had 56 state and territorial contests over the last several months. Tens of millions of votes have been cast, and there's a conscience, a group, a movement to unbound our delegates. Who most of them are bound through one round, some two and three rounds. And Donald Trump followed every single rule in order to get to where he currently is. He's the presumptive nominee. Nowhere in recent party history has there been this kind of a movement to unbind delegates.
Well, so what information do you have, Bruce, that this is actually going to happen at the convention?
Well, we don't know what's going to happen at the convention for sure, but Rules Committee members for the Convention Rules Committee are being whipped on a regular basis for their votes to see where they stand on this. Hundreds of delegates are receiving phone calls on a daily basis from people in the conscience movement asking them to consider unbinding. Even Scott Walker, governor of Wisconsin, has said that he actually thinks perhaps unbinding and allowing people to vote their conscience is a good thing. Look, when we are named as delegates to the convention, we only have one vote to cast. And that is the vote that we are statutorily or through party rules to cast. And so the one thing that we're bound to do by virtue of the votes in all of these various states, and now they want to unbind all the delegates.
So you think that it was wrong for people who supported Mitt Romney and potentially might be on the Never Trump train to be in these positions of power because you believe that they will encourage delegates to go rogue, so to speak. So, I mean, if that happens, who do you think they're going to pick? Well, Mr. Kaufman and Ms. Mickelson were involved in the kerfuffle that we had at the 2012 convention, and it's just a curious pick to have two individuals so closely affiliated with Mitt Romney, who I have enormous respect for, and I love my fellow members, but there's a lot of pressure going on. I don't think that they have any predisposition to rig the Convention Rules Committee, but look, this is the nomination we're talking about. It's the presidency of the United States we're talking about. We have followed the rules, exactly followed the rules. The committee I chair on standing committee helped make some of the rules during the calendar period of time that we've been following. And now at the last possible moment, somebody who has followed all of the rules of the RNC, now it's going to be taken out from underneath his legs. Well, that doesn't seem very fair to me. Let me ask you about this, Mr. Ash, because our sources tell us that you put yourself up to be the Rules Committee chair, and you didn't get the job, and that's why you wrote this letter.
Oh, gosh, no. True, I would have loved to have been the Convention Rules Committee chairman. That has nothing to do with it. It's not a popularity contest about Bruce Ash. I represent hundreds of thousands of Republican voters here in Arizona. All 168 members of the RNC represent their Republican constituents back home. And what we want is a fair convention. The will of the voters should be what prevails at this convention.
Well, I know a lot of people agree with you, so we will have to see how this plays out, and we appreciate you coming on The Real Story. Thank you.